Welcome children. Today I am dealing with different types of oscillations. That first one is free oscillation. The oscillations which are unaffected by any external factors or any dissipative forces can be called as free oscillation. These oscillations which are unaffected by any external factors or any dissipative force like friction, air resistance can be called as which one? Free oscillations. So in the case of free oscillation, amplitude always remains constant because they are unaffected by any external factor. So this amplitude always remains constant. Amplitude remains constant in the case of which one? Free oscillations. Because these oscillations are unaffected by any external factors like friction, air resistance and all. So this amplitude will be always remaining constant, and this time period of oscillation is independent of amplitude. Independent of amplitude. So this time period in the case of free oscillation is independent of which factor? Amplitude. And this amplitude always remains constant in this case. And this time period in the case of free oscillations can be called as natural time period. Natural time period. The time period of oscillation in the case of free oscillations can be called as which one? Natural time period. And the frequency. And the frequency of the system can be called as which one? Natural frequency. Natural frequency. The frequency of this system can be called as natural frequency, and this time period can be called as which one? Natural time period. And this natural frequency is represented by the letter nu zero. So this nu zero means the natural frequency of oscillation. This nu zero represents the natural frequency, and that is the frequency of which one? Free oscillation. And this natural time period is the time period in the case of which one? Free oscillation. So we have another name for this free oscillations. So it can be also be called as which one? Natural oscillation. Natural oscillations. The another name for free oscillation is natural oscillations, or one more name is there. It is also called as undamped oscillation. Undamped oscillations. Undamped oscillations. So this another name for free oscillation is which one? Natural oscillation, or we can say undamped oscillation. Undamped means amplitude will not decrease. This amplitude always remains constant, okay, because they are unaffected by the external factors. So always this amplitude remains constant. So it is also called as which one? Undamped oscillation. So we have three names: free oscillation, or natural oscillation, or we can say undamped oscillation. And here amplitude always remains constant. This amplitude will not change with time. And this time period is independent of which factor now? Amplitude. Okay. And this natural frequency is given by the symbol nu zero. And this nu zero is given by 1 by 2 pi into root of k by m. So this is the formula for natural frequency of vibration. This natural frequency of vibration is given by nu zero equals 1 by 2 pi into root of k by m. M is the mass of the particle, mass of the system, and this k is the force constant. Okay. And similarly, displacement of the particle at any time t for this free oscillation. So whenever a particle is executing free oscillation, the displacement of the particle at any time t can be written as x equals a cos omega t plus phi. So this is the displacement of the particle executing free oscillation at any time t. So it can be represented by x equals a cos omega t plus phi. Here a is the amplitude of oscillation. This omega represents angular frequency, and this phi represents the phase. Okay. Second one is damped oscillations. The oscillations in which amplitude goes on decreasing with time due to dissipative forces can be called as which one? Damped oscillation. The oscillations in which amplitude goes on decreasing. Amplitude decreases with respect to time due to which one? Due to dissipative forces. Due to dissipative forces can be called as damped oscillation. So here the oscillations in which amplitude decreases with respect to time due to dissipative forces can be called as which one? Damped oscillation. And here this amplitude will not remain constant. The amplitude is not constant here. Is not constant. But in the case of free oscillations, amplitude always remains constant because they are unaffected by any external factors or any dissipative forces. But here, due to this effect of dissipative forces, this amplitude is gradually decreasing with respect to time. So this amplitude is not constant in the case of which one? Damped oscillations. And the frequency of damped oscillation is slightly less than frequency of which one? Frequency of free oscillation. So this frequency of damped oscillation is slightly less than the frequency of free oscillation. And suppose this system is heavily damped. So if the system is heavily damped, so in that case, no oscillations occur. So there may not be any oscillation. No oscillations occur, and the system gradually returns to its equilibrium position. So when the system is heavily damped, no oscillations occur, and the system gradually or slowly returns to the equilibrium position. Okay, and suppose the time taken, if the time taken for the displacement to become zero is very less, or we can say minimum, then that condition is called as the critically damped condition. Critically damped condition. That is, here also, in the third case also, displacement becomes zero, or we can say the oscillations will be stopping within a short period of time, within a very short period of time. So within a very short period of time itself, if the oscillation is stopping, then that is called as which one? Critically damped oscillation. Okay. So first one I told you, damped oscillations. So here amplitude is gradually decreasing with the time due to some dissipative forces, and here amplitude is not constant like which one? This free oscillation, and this frequency of damped oscillation is slightly less than which one? Frequency of free oscillation. And if the system is heavily damped, so at that time there may not be any oscillation, and the system gradually moves to which one? This equilibrium condition. Okay, returns to the equilibrium condition. And if the time taken for the displacement to become zero is very less, that means if the oscillation is stopping very fast, then that oscillation can be called as which one? Critically damped oscillation. Okay. Now this graphical representation of free oscillation as well as damped, as well as critically damped, and this heavily damped oscillations. First one is free oscillation. Free oscillation. So I am representing this free oscillations with respect to amplitude and time. So here I am taking amplitude and here time. Time I am taking. So I told you in the case of free oscillation, this amplitude always remains constant. So here I am taking amplitude. Amplitude or displacement, we can say is displacement itself. Displacement. And this is the maximum amplitude. So here positive direction and here the negative direction, maximum amplitude. Then the free oscillations can be represented like this. So see, always this amplitude remains constant. So everywhere amplitude is constant. So it is not decreasing with respect to time. That is called as which one? Free oscillation. So here best example we can say oscillation of pendulum. Oscillation of pendulum in vacuum. In vacuum. In normal atmospheric temperature means there may be some dissipative forces, but in vacuum if you are oscillating this pendulum, it may be an example for which one? Free oscillation. That means amplitude will be always remaining constant throughout the oscillation. Okay. So next one is the damped oscillation. Damped oscillation. So in the case of damped oscillations, I told you this amplitude gradually decreases with respect to time. That means here, so the displacement and here we have taken time, and we can see that this amplitude is gradually decreasing. Suppose this one I am taking as amplitude, maximum amplitude, capital A. And this also capital A in this negative direction. And suppose we are drawing this oscillation. So it will be like this. So it is gradually decreasing. See, the amplitude is gradually decreasing with respect to time. That is called as which one? Damped oscillation. This amplitude is gradually decreasing with respect to time due to some dissipating forces. For example, here we can say oscillation of simple pendulum in liquid. So in liquid, if you are oscillating the simple pendulum, that is an example for which one? This damped oscillation, because there is one medium. Liquid is there. So due to this, that medium, what will happen? This amplitude is gradually decreasing. Or a normal temperature, normal room temperature, if you are oscillating simple pendulum, that is also an example for which one? Damped oscillation only. Because normally, with respect to time, what will happen? Amplitude will be gradually decreasing. Okay. Now, so some two more conditions in the case of which one? Damped oscillation. So first one is heavily damped, and another one is which one? Critically damped. So heavily damped oscillation. Heavily damped oscillation. This is the condition of which one? Damped oscillation. Okay. So here with respect to time, so here displacement. Okay. So here we can see, so initially the amplitude was high, then normally this amplitude decreases and finally comes to a which one? Stopping condition. Okay. So finally reaches to a stopping condition, and that is called as which one? Heavily damped oscillation. So this finally gradually or slowly it is coming back to which one? Equilibrium position. That is called as which one? Heavily damped oscillation. So here also amplitude is decreasing only, but it is finally coming to which one? 0. Next one, which one? Critically damped oscillation. So critically damped oscillation. So in this case also, same like heavily damped, but the reason is this displacement becomes 0 within a short period of time itself. Okay. So see here it is a displacement and here it is time, and this may comes to rest very fast. That means within a time period of T/4. So T means full time period. So that is time taken for one full oscillations can be called as which one? Time period T. So within a time period of T/4 itself, this oscillations comes to rest. That is called as which one? Critically damped oscillation. These are the two cases of which one? Damped oscillation. So in both the cases, amplitude is decreasing with respect to time, but here it is coming to rest very fast. So within a short period of time, how much? That is T/4. So within a time of T/4 itself, it is coming to rest, but here it is slowly coming to rest. Okay. Next is damped harmonic oscillator. A device which executes damped harmonic oscillation can be called as damped harmonic oscillator. So this is a device which executes damped harmonic oscillation, and the displacement of a particle executing damped harmonic oscillation is given by x equals a e raised to minus bt by 2m cos omega dt plus phi 0. So this is the displacement of a particle executing damped harmonic oscillation, and in the case of free oscillation, what is the displacement? It is given by x equals a cos omega t plus phi. So this is the displacement of a particle executing which one? Free oscillation. But in the case of damped oscillation, the displacement of the particle at any time t, in the case of damped oscillation, is given by a e raised to minus bt by 2m cos omega dt plus phi 0, where d is called as which one? Damping constant. So b is the damping constant. Damping constant. Omega d is the angular frequency of damped oscillation. Angular frequency of damped oscillations. Okay. And this phi 0 can be called as the phase constant. So phi 0 is the phase constant. Phi 0 is the phase constant. And this omega d can be written as omega d equals root of omega square minus b by 2m the whole square, and here omega equals root of k by m. Okay, and here k is the force constant and m is the mass of the particle executing this damped harmonic oscillation. This omega d is the angular frequency of damped oscillation. This omega is the angular frequency of free oscillation or natural angular frequency, minus which one, b by 2m the whole square. So this is the formula for which one, displacement of a particle executing damped harmonic oscillation. Okay. The third type of oscillation is forced oscillation. So whenever a body oscillates under the influence of an external periodic force and it oscillates under the frequency of that external periodic force, that is called as which one? Forced oscillation. So whenever a body oscillates under the influence of an external periodic force and it is not oscillating with its own natural frequency, but it is oscillating with which one? With the frequency of the external periodic force, that is called as which one? The forced oscillation. For example, suppose we are taking a tuning fork, and when we are striking with a hammer, this tuning fork will vibrate. Okay, and this vibrating tuning fork we are placing on the top of a tabla. So what will happen? This tabla also will vibrate. So that means it is a forced oscillation. So with the help of the frequency, due to the frequency of vibration of which one? This tuning fork, this tabla is vibrating. Okay, so due to the frequency of vibration of this tuning fork, this tabla is vibrating, and that type of oscillation can be called as which one? Forced oscillation. That means a body oscillates under the influence of an external periodic force and is vibrating not with its own frequency, but due to which one? Due to the frequency of the external periodic force. That is called as which one? Forced oscillation. And this external periodic force or the external body which is providing this frequency can be called as the driver. So this driver is providing which one? The external periodic force. The external periodic force. So this agent which is exerting this periodic force can be called as which one? This driver. And the system which is undergoing this oscillation. The system is undergoing which one? This forced oscillation can be called as the driven body. That is called as driven body. Driven body. So this outside agent which is exerting that periodic force can be called as which one? This driver. And the system which is undergoing which one? This forced oscillation can be called as which one? The driven body. So in the case of tuning fork and the case of tabla, so which one is the driver? Who is providing external periodic force? Tuning fork. This tuning fork is the driver there. Tuning fork is providing external periodic force. Okay. And which system is vibrating? This tabla. This tabla is vibrating. This tabla is the driven body. This driven body means tabla, and this tuning fork is the driver. Okay. That is the third type of oscillation. Next we have to study about a condition called as resonance. So whenever an external periodic force of frequency nu is applied to a natural oscillator having frequency nu 0. So we are applying an external periodic force of frequency nu to a natural oscillator having frequency nu 0. So initially this oscillator will be oscillating with its own natural frequency. So initially this oscillator will be oscillating with its own natural frequency nu 0. But this external force, or we can say driving force, external force or driving force tries to bring the oscillation of this body to which frequency? To its own frequency. So it will tries to oscillate this body with this frequency, and after some time what will happen? This amplitude of oscillation remains constant. This amplitude remains constant. Amplitude remains constant. And this body will be oscillating with which frequency? With the external periodic frequency. Okay, so this body will be oscillating with the frequency of external force. That means it may be oscillating with the frequency nu. Okay, so I told you, whenever an external periodic force of frequency nu is applied to a natural oscillator having frequency nu 0, initially this body will be oscillating with its own natural frequency, but this external force or this driving force tries to bring this body to oscillate with its frequency, that is with the frequency nu. Okay, so after some time what will happen? This amplitude of oscillation normally remains constant, and this body will be oscillating with the frequency of external periodic force. Okay, now whenever this external periodic force nu is less than nu 0, this amplitude of oscillation, amplitude is less. Oscillation will be less. And similarly, whenever this external periodic force nu is greater than nu zero, so at that time also amplitude is less. And whenever this external periodic force is equal to nu zero, what will happen is amplitude will be high. Amplitude is maximum. That means this oscillator will be oscillating with a very high amplitude, and this condition can be called as which one? Resonance condition. So this is a resonance condition. So it is just a condition which one? This forced oscillation. It is an example for forced oscillation only. So it is a condition forced oscillation. So at which what will happen? This frequency of external periodic force must be equal to which one? The natural frequency. And at that condition what will happen? This amplitude, the amplitude will be high. That means the body will be oscillating with a very high amplitude. And that condition can be called as which one? Resonance condition. And this frequency can be called as which one? Resonant frequency. Frequency can be called as the resonant frequency. That means the frequency at which this amplitude becomes maximum can be called as the resonant frequency, and this condition can be called as which condition? Resonance condition. Okay. So here I told you whenever this external periodic force is less than nu zero, amplitude is less, and whenever nu is greater than nu zero, at that time also amplitude is less, and whenever nu equals nu zero, that means the frequency of external periodic force must be equal to the natural frequency of oscillation of this oscillator. When both the frequencies are same, at that condition this body will be oscillating with a very high amplitude, and that condition can be called as which one? Resonance condition, and that frequency is called as which one? Resonant frequency. Now I am representing this one in a graph. So here I am taking amplitude, and here I am taking frequency. So we are drawing a graph. The graph will be like this. This maximum value, I am taking this here as nu zero. That means at whenever frequency nu equals nu zero, what about this amplitude? This amplitude is maximum. Okay, and this condition can be called as which condition? Resonance condition. Okay, so whenever this nu equals nu zero, this amplitude of oscillation is very high, and that condition can be called as which one? This resonance condition, and this frequency can be called as which one? Resonant frequency. So one best example is whenever an aircraft is moving near to a building, so what will happen is window panes will be shattering. Okay, that is due to which one only? This resonance condition. That means, so at that time the frequency of oscillation of this aircraft as well as this window pane may be same. So when both the frequencies are same, what will happen? Maybe by oscillating with very high frequency. So it's an example for which one? This resonant frequency. Okay. So at this resonance condition, what will happen is amplitude of oscillation is very high. Okay.